I'm gonna give us a few minutes to let everybody get in.
Okay. There we go. Oh, look at this. Heck yeah. Oh, this is what we love to see. How's everyone's day been?
Pretty good. How about you?
I was really hoping for a snow day today. I'm not gonna lie.
You know, I'm hoping for one tomorrow, but I just got news that it's not supposed to snow anymore tonight, which is very unfortunate.
That's super unfortunate. I didn't do like one of my readings because I really was banking on a snow day. Yeah, that hurt. But we're all right. We're surviving. We made it through.
It's almost the weekend. It's halfway through the week. So
yeah. Thursday's basically a weekend if you think about it.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't even know some colleges did snow days. That's so rigged. I have friends who had snow days. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. GVSU needs to get their stuff together, bro.
They do.
That's all I'm saying.
The thing that sucks though is that since COVID hit, now that they know how to use everything online, even if we have a snow day, I bet our classes are still going to be on Zoom.
It's based on your professor because one of my professors are like that, but my other one's like, if we have a snow day, just take the day off. So,
oh, that's nice. All of mine are like no days off.
That's tragic. That is tragic.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining, everybody.
How many people we got? It seems like we got a whole bunch.
Let me turn on my volume. We have some things to go over with you guys that I'm excited about. I think we're probably good to get started.
Yeah, let's get after it.
I wonder if let me see. Hold on one second. Logan, I'm gonna make you a co-host.
Oh, fun.
In case anybody else needs to be admitted.
Okay.
That's on you.
Okay, so if they don't get in the meeting, it's my fault. Gotcha.
So no pressure.
Yeah, understood.
Well, Hunger and Homelessness Club, our first meeting of the semester. We're excited to have everybody. First, I want to welcome our new e-board members. We did an application, and then we did a brief interview, and then we selected 3 wonderful new members to join our team. I don't know if you guys want to introduce yourself or if you want me to introduce you guys. We're gonna continue to have like our current e-board, and then the new e-board members are gonna work alongside us with this semester just to ensure an easy transition. I know I saw Keegan and Cheyenne, and Jen Mary, are you on here too? Well, I'll briefly introduce everybody. Jen Mary, she is going to be our new vice president. She gave us a little snippet of a little information about herself. Keegan is our new event coordinator. Is anybody else a fan of One Tree Hill?
No idea what that is. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Pretty sure it's like more of a chick TV show, but I don't know. I haven't seen it. And then oh boy, Cheyenne, she's gonna be our new financial advisor. So yeah, make sure you say hi if you see them around. And then we have a little bit to update you on because we're kind of rebranding our club a little bit. So basically, I put a lot of words on the slide because I didn't know how to put words on the slide to explain it. But basically, we're kind of wanting to move more and just the goal of positively impacting our local community in as many ways as possible. So obviously still very much targeting hunger and homelessness, but then also opening opportunities up to other places around the local community, and then just providing the most and easiest ways for you guys to volunteer. So to do that, we're kind of making a calendar that we're going to share with everybody, and then that'll continually be updated with a wide array of volunteer opportunities, and it'll provide like a description of what they are, a time frame, and like a step-by-step process, because we wanted to ensure that we were giving you guys the most that you could get out of this club. And last semester we struggled a lot with getting the group volunteer activities that we kind of had done previously as our club, mainly because of COVID, and a lot of volunteer organizations require a lot more steps, I guess, and some require like liability waivers now and stuff, and that's just really difficult for us to get a group to do. And a lot of places are simply just not offering group activities right now just because of COVID. So we are still trying to find outreach places that are doing group activities. So I'm not saying those are completely eliminated. We're just not putting 100% of our focus on the group activities anymore. We're also like widening our mindset, I guess, or our efforts into volunteering just as much as we can in our community, which includes like individual volunteer opportunities. So it's still helping our local community, like I said, like thrift stores, soup kitchens, but then also expanding to like health facilities and just things like that. And then also still continuing with our awareness and advocacy and service kind of message, and promoting on-campus opportunities and education as well. So that's kind of just a really fast explanation of kind of what we were thinking. Logan, do you want to touch on anything else?
Yeah, no, I think you did a really good job explaining it. Just like last semester, we took some notes. We realized trying to get group activities consistently was not working, and we kind of felt like we weren't giving the club enough to really be a club. So when we took the winter some like break, we took some time, and we thought if we really wanted to get more people out there helping and give you guys the opportunity to do that, the best way we thought to do that is to give more individual opportunities. And you'll see when I share this calendar and walk you through it, we got a whole bunch of activities that are really easy to sign up for. So if you're really in this club and you were like, I want to volunteer, we want to make sure we can make that as easy and simple as possible for you guys.
And we'll go through the calendar and stuff for you.
Mm-hmm.
So on that note, we kind of were thinking of changing our name so it fits our new mission a little bit better. So Helping Hands is already a club on campus, which we hope maybe to collaborate with, but we were thinking maybe like Helping Humanity, but we were wondering what you guys thought, if you guys still think hunger and homelessness is fine, but are fine with including, you know, the wide array of volunteer opportunities, or if you have any suggestions, we would love to hear it. Then I was thinking maybe like we could take a poll either and put it in the like if we did get a couple suggestions, we could make a poll and put it in the GroupMe. So if you're not in our GroupMe, you should join it. But we still want to keep the H&H if we can help it, just more for like logistical reasons, so we don't have to change our email and our Instagram, because those both are just like H&H@GVSU. And we can change like the name on Like Your Link easily, but we'd like H&H, and that's kind of what our stuff is already. So if you could have any type of suggestions or ideas, we're open to it. And also would just like your input if you think we should change or not, because we want this club to be for you guys, and we also want it to be something that still like draws people attention and makes them aware that we're like a service and advocacy club. So yeah, that's that.
Oh, good question, Alex. We should be able to share you a GroupMe link. I think the best way to do that is after this club meeting gets over, we'll send it in the email, and that way you can just join it through the email. I think that's the best way. So if anyone in this meeting isn't in the GroupMe, totally should join. After the meeting, we send like a recap email. We'll have the GroupMe in there to join.
Yeah, I can even share, I think right now. Can you guys still see my screen?
for sure.
Settings. Copy. There we go. All right, so that's that on our name. Please let us know if you have any suggestions. Maybe if someone has a suggestion and we like it, we'll give you like a $5 Starbucks gift card as an incentive.
Yeah, for sure. And then like we'll remind you tomorrow through the group meet too about thinking about it. Don't feel like you have to be pressured to make names or anything. But if you really have like a good idea, say that stuff because we're really looking to make the name a broader focus.
Yeah. All right. So moving forward, here is our wonderful Google Calendar that we will be sharing with you.
Mhm.
And I will let.
Okay, so this is perfect. So this is how it's going to work. You're going to get the link. You're going to add the calendar to your Google Calendar. And then Maya, if you go to your calendars, just check off all your like personal calendars.
Like over here.
Mhm.
I should
That
like.
way you can just see that. And then I would recommend going into like a month well, I guess this works too. So go to schedule.
I see.
Yeah.
Month.
And then beautiful. Okay, so this is all the volunteering opportunities we have right now. I'm adding other way probably tomorrow, maybe. Don't rely on me. By the end of the week, I'll have other way ministries up here too. And yeah, so right here you can see all the opportunities and the time slots available. Ripple Effect resale, they have a bunch of time slots available, so that's why that's bolded. So that way it's not like a specific thing they're looking for. It's more like any time you can make they're looking for. So as you see around here, you can see all these events, the times they are, and then Maya, just click it.
The ripple effect or a different one?
Yeah, you can click the ripple effect and then booyah. So what you're going to see here is you're going to see your drive links from Allendale campus is where I did everything just for a unified way to know how far you would have to go to. You're going to see the location right above the drive link. That way you can just put that in your Google Maps or whatever map app you use there. And then I have a type of work. This one, you would help them. Ripple Effect is a retail shop. They're like Goodwill, if Goodwill didn't profit off you. So they are right on like Lake Michigan. Really good people. It's an awesome place to be. You're going to help them cycle their clothes out, meet a bunch of cool people, and just like help them with their storefront. I have a difficulty to sign up because sometimes you're like, man, I cannot spend a week trying to get an email back. So this one's pretty easy. Dana is really nice with the responses. She'll probably get back to you 3 or 4 days. And then how to get started right here, it's going to tell you that you can either fill out that PDF on the bottom, you print it out, you fill it out, and you email it to that email I have, or you can just go to the location and fill it out there. And this is basically every event. So every
Got it.
Every event like this has the same structure. It's going to help you guys know where this event's at, if you're interested in it, and just give you guys the power to be like, do I want to do this? And then if you obviously have any questions about these events, there might be a lot of typos too. I'm not very nice with the grammar. If you see a typo too, you can just text me in the group me and I'll fix it. Or if you have any problems because I'm not clear enough, text me and I'll fix it. But I felt like this was the best way so you guys can actually get out there and like do good for Western Grand Rapids or just Grand Rapids as a whole as a community. Is there any like questions about how this calendar works? We're going to share it so you'll all have access to it and be able to mess around with it.
And
I'll
we'll keep
try-
adding it to the more like things we get. Like there's some like Grand Valley activities and stuff that we can add and things like that.
You did a
Mhm.
great job on the calendar, by the way. I haven't seen it yet.
Thank you. I really tried to make it simple. I think Google Calendar is super simple. Everyone usually uses Google Calendars, and I think it's an easy way to help people because I get volunteering scary. Sometimes you don't know where the heck you're going, what you're doing. So I just wanted to make sure if people want to volunteer, I make it the easiest way possible for them.
Yeah, great job on it.
Oh, great question, Emily. If you don't hear someone, number one, that means you might experience that because some volunteering places are not very good with their email responses. I would recommend if you really want to do the volunteering activity, go to the location and talk to them. If you go to them at the times listed, they'll be open and you can go have a conversation with them and then they can't ignore your email. Or you can group me and just like ask me personally and I'll try to like call them the day of and see if I can get you involved.
Yeah, we have some more contact, but usually if you like a lot of times if you sign up online, I've had good success last semester and this semester already, just like with people being consistent and reaching out, like if it's an online sign up type deal, like people want you to show up. It's just hard for them to do group activities, but they still need the help.
There is one group activity though I got today. Resale ripple effect there. They need a whole like storage unit cleaned out. So I'm gonna text in the group meet probably tomorrow about that. And if there's enough interest in it, we can go in there and help them out a little bit.
Sounds good.
Okay. And I think that's all. The calendar is pretty simple. So if there's any questions, the chat. Okay, the chat's all good. If there's any questions, you can ask me right now, or you can just text on the group me and I'll get back to you.
All right, thank you.
Oh, also, I can't take all the credit. Molly helped me out with the calendar a little bit, quite a bit too. So,
Our wonderful event coordinators.
yeah.
You guys are thebomb.com.
Thanks.
Okay, can you guys see the PowerPoint now?
Okay, I think people can see that.
Okay. I'm sure everyone hears me, right? Okay, I've been having problems with my microphone. Anyway, so if you guys were here last semester, there was a lot of issues with the Boys and Girls Club, but we finally figured it out and we are going to be able to do it. And it is easier to do as a group activity, but if people aren't comfortable carpooling, that's fine. Like, we're not going to have to do that this time. It's just they do require a background check and proof of ID, so like a license. Yeah, just like a picture of your license. And that's just because since you're working with kids and it is like a more at-risk population, they want to make sure that you're not, you know, a serial killer, basically. But basically what I'm trying to aim for with them is for not next week, but the week after, just because it takes them a little bit longer to process the paperwork. So I want to give you guys enough time to, one, fill out the paperwork and then get it into the club so that they can process it for us. But I was hoping, because they're only open Monday through Friday from 3 to 7, and I'm hoping that we can go for the full 4 hours, but depending on who signs up, we can definitely work with everyone's schedule. And you don't even have to stay for the full 4 hours, but I'm planning to stay for the full 4 hours. I was aiming for either a Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, just because that's when I have the most free time. And like, obviously I'm going to go so that there's an e-board member and I want to go. But it's like, I'll send out stuff in the group meet after the meeting. Maybe tomorrow, we'll see about tonight. But I want to get a firm commitment from everybody by this Friday. So I'll try to send out a poll and it'll close probably Friday at like, I don't know, 11 p.m. or something, because I want to make sure that I get the firm commitment of who's coming so that I can send the specific people their paperwork, and then I can send everything to the club as fast as possible so that it is ready for in 2 weeks from now. So it's a little like chaotic, but I promise it's worth it and it'll be fun. So
Do you
really
want to give them like a quick like recap of what you would be doing with them?
Oh yeah. So it's kind of up to us, just because they have a lot of different, let me read off what she told me. So they have like an art room, they have a gym. So I know last semester there was a couple ideas sent in, and it was like we could do like arts and crafts, because I think it's just elementary school, I think, is their main group that comes there. So we kind of work on like either fine motor skills, physical activity skills, or just like general fun. I think it'd be better if we did do more like arts and crafts or a physical activity in the gym, but that's totally up to the group that comes. So they have an art room, what they call an education room, they have a game room. Oh, they must do okay, I guess they go up to like high school too, but I'm assuming most of them are going to be elementary and middle school. So yeah, I have like a couple ideas written down and like saved in my phone, and then whoever decides to come, I can make a separate group chat and we can all talk about what we want to do, see what works best for everybody. So I think it'd be really fun because it is kind of more like up to us. We get to be a little bit more creative about what we want to do, and it is helping a very good population. The only thing that's like required besides the background check and proof of ID is that they do ask that you wear a mask the whole time. I know that Michigan doesn't require them everywhere, but they are requiring them, so that's just something to keep in mind. But other than that, that's about it for you.
Awesome.
We'll send out more information on GroupMe tomorrow afternoon at the latest, probably.
Yeah. Something.
And if you have any questions about that, you can text Molly in GroupMe or email us or any of us e-board members, and we'll get that information answered.
Yes, and I didn't put it on the calendar just because it's not like a thing that you can sign up for on your own. But I think after we go and do this, I am going to talk to the coordinator over there and see if they do have more individual stuff. But they're a little bit harder to do individual work with, just the way that they're set up and everything. So
yeah, so that's an awesome opportunity, and I hope many of you take advantage of it. Moving on, this is another, I guess, potential group activity that's just it is on the calendar, I believe, but the Helping Hands Club is also going. It's next Wednesday from 8 p.m. to 9:15. It's a reoccurring thing. They've done this before where like the fire trucks, police officers, police cars, ambulances and stuff like surround the hospital, and people get like flashlights. And I think Helen DeVos also, I read on their website for like 2022 that they got like 2,000 light up sticks or something that I'm assuming they're going to hand out and stuff. So it's kind of to just bring hope to the hospital and kind of encourage the children that are there to stay strong and continue fighting. So I just thought it was a really nice cause, and it's downtown, so maybe you and your friends can go get dinner and then walk over to the hospital and just show your support. And you can count it for service hours if you go. So that was just something I wanted to point out that was coming up.
It's a really nice thing too. Like,
Yeah, there's a picture that's kind of crappy, but
if you're like on the fence about it, go, man. It's a different feeling being with all those kinds of people. And if you can't make next week, they do this every month on the second Wednesday at the same time. So like if you really want to go, but you can't go this month, on the calendar, it's the next like 4 months they do the same thing. And it's a really good feeling going there. So I would recommend it.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to mention that Grand Valley has drop-in days of service, which is kind of cool. And each day is kind of a different theme, I guess, a different organization that they help. So these are just the next 2, but there is another one in April. I just didn't put it on ours just because we'll have another 2 meetings before that comes up. But it was just something to keep in mind. It's just in Kirkhoff. I know it's Friday afternoons, but if you're hanging around campus or, just around town and want to get some service hours in, they provide all the materials. They usually have music playing. You can go with your friends. It's really good vibe. And I posted or have the link there on the slide too. And you don't have to sign up through LakerLink or anything. You can just show up. But I thought it was a really cool thing that they were doing and wanted to mention. A nice way to get service hours. And then also they have days of community action, which these do require sign up because they're on Saturdays and they're like outreach. So transportation will be provided, and they will take you to whatever outreach they're doing. They don't have it, I don't think they don't have it announced, I guess, on LakerLink, but I didn't look that hard of where they're going this Friday or this Saturday. I'm sorry. They have one that you can still sign up on LakerLink. And then there's also one on the 26th. And then there's a few more throughout the semester too, but we'll have another meeting before the other ones come up. But those, I believe, are on the calendar or will be put on the calendar.
They will be put on the calendar tomorrow. I'm doing this one in other ways tomorrow. So the calendar will be a little bit more full.
Yeah. But these ones, I just wanted to emphasize, you have to sign up on LakerLink for these ones because they need a head count. And I think the registration ends like the day before or 2 days before. So I think if you really wanted to do it this weekend, I think you can still up until tomorrow, and lunch will be provided. So that's sweet. I know it's kind of a big chunk of time, but also it's a big chunk of time for service hours. I went on one of those my freshman year, and we went to a food bank, and it was super fun. I met a lot of people. I went by myself, but if you bring a friend, that's awesome too. So it's just something I wanted to point out for another opportunity to get service hours. And then the last thing, is blood drives. We're offering service hours if you go donate blood or if you volunteer at the blood drive. Red Cross has one tomorrow, which I think they only have like 1 opening or 2 openings left. But usually sometimes there's cancellation, so I would look tomorrow morning if you were interested in that. It's in Holton Hooker. They give you a snack and you get to donate blood. So if you donate blood or volunteer, definitely can claim it as service hours. And then Diversity has also blood drives on campus coming up. They have one on the 17th and on the 21st in Kirkhoff. Yeah, Diversity is also looking for volunteers. We don't have a ton of information on it, but we just know that they are. So if you're interested in healthcare volunteering, they might be a place to look into, and Logan can possibly get you more information.
Yeah, I'll try my best to get that a little bit updated. That's a little obscure right now, but I've heard they really need volunteers, so I'm gonna try to contact them later this week.
Yeah, we just had a friend reach out and was like, hey, we need volunteers. We were like, okay, we'll see what we can do, but we haven't talked to them more. We'll get back to you on that, but that's just something you could individually reach out to if that was something you were really interested in. Then the next thing on the agenda is we're hoping to have a little more campus collaboration. We have had a few meetings with the pre-med club this semester, and they're interested in collaborating and having a joint event, basically. So on the next slide, I have a Google form, which the reason why we're asking is we just want to make sure it's something that like both clubs are interested in. Like we want to make sure we have an involvement if we're going to plan something. But we're also wondering if you guys as our members are a part of any clubs on campus that you think would be interested in collaborating with us, either in some type of like joint event or some type of just like campus service activity. We can get more creative than just like the brown paper bags. But we also like outreach type things where like we go to the club and give a little presentation about like what we are, what our purpose is, and what we can provide and stuff, kind of, you know, like an educational outreach to other clubs. We did that with Red Cross Club. They asked if we would come give a little presentation, so we did that, which was fun. And we're kind of working with Helping Hands a little bit. So if you have any clubs that you think would be interested in that, we worked before, like prior to COVID, we partnered up with a lot of like sororities and fraternities for events and like service opportunities. So we're kind of open to everything, but we just want to stay involved with our community, our like campus community too. So you can throw any clubs that you have in mind in the chat or in the group me, and then we will reach out to them. If that. Here's the QR code. It's also a link, but you guys can't click it on it yet because it's on my screen. But we'll send out this presentation, so if you want to wait, that's the link too, but that's also the QR code. It's just like 4 simple questions basically of like, do you want to do a fundraiser? Do you want to do a group event? Do you want to do a service activity? Or are you even interested at all? So they were thinking, the pre-med club was thinking of having this collaboration event in March. But we just want to make sure it's something that both of our members are interested in. So we're just asking for a little bit of feedback on that. So good. Oh, this was something too. I just wanted to remind everybody to log your service hours because I haven't been, and it builds up. So make sure you're doing that. And this is just a little how-to. Obviously, I'll send this presentation out again too with this instruction on there. But for anybody that doesn't know, I was going to give a really brief overview. You go to LakerLink, you log in, you have to log in, and then in this little circle guy up here, your face, you go to experiences, and then you need to hit add experience and community service hours, and then give the experience name, a brief description, and then this isn't required the organization, but if you volunteer through us, it helps us out a lot, and it helps verify your service hours if you put your club, so put hunger and homelessness, and then in date, hours, and a reflection, and then hit save. So just make sure you're remembering to do that. And if you have any questions about logging your service hours at all, reach out to any of us at any time. So the last thing that we are going to touch on is our educational aspect of our club, and it's Black History Month, as hopefully everybody knows. So this is just a little bit of information about like what it's about. Black History Month, it started out just as a week, and then has become a day, but it's also something we need to address year round, obviously. But so it's just an intentional month to honor the contributions and sacrifices of African Americans who helped shape our country. February was chosen as Black History Month because it's Abraham Lincoln's birthday and Frederick Douglass's birthday, which that was just an interesting fact that I didn't know until I did a little bit of research. Frederick Douglass was a slave, and he just did a lot was a really big member of the civil rights movement, which led to slavery ending. Every year, Black History Month, I think since like the 60s or something like that, does a theme where it's just like a very specific targeted theme, I guess. So this year is Black Health and Wellness, which is pretty spot on with how things have been with being in a pandemic for the last 3 years. We know that African Americans are very disproportionately affected by COVID. And this is a little snippet, but according to the national analysis, counties with higher proportions of African Americans have higher numbers of COVID cases and death, which is sad and disturbing. And then it just gives a little bit of an explanation of why that, like, typically those counties have more crowded living conditions, so social distancing is a little more difficult. They have higher unemployment, lower rates of health insurance, etc. And obviously some structural racism and residential segregations are like big factors into why African Americans have lower income, have worse health insurance, etc. So I have another slide, and also like education is a big part of it, and just incarceration rates, healthcare access. Even once an African American is in the healthcare, the way they're treated in the healthcare setting is very different than white Americans. I don't have the exact website where I got that for this information, but I took a medical controversies class, and one thing that we talked about a lot was African Americans in healthcare, but it said that in the class we talked about, we read some study that said that it was like a 2019 study, and they surveyed over 900 doctors, and over, I think it was like 85% of those doctors believed that African Americans had a higher pain tolerance than white Americans, and therefore prescribed different treatment plans for them. So that I thought that was just really alarming, and might be true, but also unfair. So it's just something I kind of wanted to bring up. And then another issue that I was reading about that I thought was interesting is we don't have a lot of statistics that are being recorded specifically to COVID, but in general about race and ethnicity. So the National Standards for Culturally and Linguistically Appropriated Services for Universal Collection of Social Diamond, whatever that word is, they don't include race and ethnicity data on COVID reporting. So that's cases, hospitalizations, and deaths. So we don't have a true number, therefore it's really hard for us to address the problem, to help reduce the problem if we don't have accurate reporting and numbers. This website that I have on a link here, it has a bunch of like solutions, I guess, and there was like 10 of them, so I didn't want to list them all on the PowerPoint, but I would really, really encourage you to maybe take a second to go click through and look at that, just because if we just were reported the proper numbers and gave African Americans the proper acknowledgement that they deserve, we could take some precautionary steps to help ensure that we reduce that number. And then also the CDC doesn't require race or ethnicity in their reporting form, so that's where, like, if you're reporting that you have COVID, you don't have to say your race or ethnicity or anything like that, which is also a problem. And this is just a little bit more information that Black people in general, especially Black women, are more likely to be essential frontline workers, which, as we all know, have been hit really hard by the pandemic and are just not being treated super awesomely, which sucks. And then we just incorporated a little bit of hunger and homelessness that has factors into how much they're suffering during this pandemic. This is from 2020 that 24% of the Black community experienced food insecurity. And then I just provided a few more links with some like hunger and homelessness facts on African Americans, and then also the last one there is about Black History Month. So I just want everybody to kind of take a second to like intentionally think about what the purpose of this month is and what we're addressing, and just acknowledging that we do have some issues in our society, and just kind of taking time to be intentional. And as I think that's a good stepping stone to just hopefully being able to make some change moving forward. But that is all I have. I know I kind of went through that pretty quickly, but I didn't want to keep everybody too long. I just wanted to hit on that and just bring it to your attention. Does anybody have any questions, concerns, comments, anything like that?
While we wait for people to ask questions if they're going to, I really like want you guys, like if you're on the edge about volunteering, or if you've never done the volunteering thing before, just try it. Like just sign up for one of the events that interest you most and just give it a shot, because it really helps change your perspective and helps show more of the reality of what our world's in. It's a really good experience.
I have something to add as well about like if you're in another club and you would like to form some sort of collaboration, or if you want us to meet with you or something like that, I'm gonna send my email in the group me, so that way you can reach out to me directly. So that way we can get things going a little quicker. I don't really check group me very often, but I'll send my email because I check my email every single day. So
Yeah, if you need anything, text in that group me. Someone will get back with you. I promise. There's no reason to have a question. We'll be here to always help you guys out.
Thank you guys for coming. We really appreciate your time, and we hope everybody stays safe if you have to go out on the roads, and warm. And like Logan said, we're here for whatever we can do for you guys. So please reach out at any time.
Have a great day, y'all.
Yeah, that's all
Enjoy.
we have for you
Oh,
guys.
y'all too sweet. Y'all too sweet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. No, thank you. Oh my God. Warm my heart.
Oh, can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say hi, I'm Riley. I literally just found out about you guys on like the GVSU Winterfest. And so it's like my first time like attending a meeting. So are we meeting once a week to talk, or is it strictly just like volunteering and then getting together through that?
It's once a month we meet up, and it's like more of